nice little special treat. We don't typically get a photographer willing to sit down with us for a power hour, but today we've got Mark from Me Media who has some things to share with us on how we can incorporate, photography, videography, some tips for us, things like that as we go through the year. And with the changes that we've put in place for our brokerage and our emphasis around videos, it's like we got to have something. We got to make sure we've got the right team behind us. So I've used Me Media. We've used Mark. We've been very happy with the product. So I want to make sure that you guys can give him a shot. His information, I'm sure he'll put it in the chat later, so you guys can snag it. But I want to make sure we can turn the time over to him. Just kind of a little bit of housekeeping. If you've got questions as we kind of go through here, you're welcome to kind of pop up at the end. We'll open it up for questions. But if you want to throw it in the chat, I'll make sure that if you're shy, don't feel bad. Just put it in the chat and I will ask your question for you. So thanks so much for joining us, Mark. I know I wanted to kind of get an idea of like where you are, where you work. I think that's kind of a good place to start. We've got agents that are on the call tonight from all over Washington. So that's kind of the fun group you've got here with Best Choice.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, sounds good. My name is Mark Evanks. I focus primarily in the areas on site of Pierce County, King County, and I personally live here in Snohomish County, Edmonds, Washington. I do have a team, and so right now it's just I have one videographer, and so he helps me cover the Pierce County area while I cover the Snohomish County area. And then for the King County, we kind of both tackle that together. Um, for all counties, we both kind of take care of each other as well, but for the most part, yeah. I'm excited to be here. I don't want to spend too much of your guys' wonderful Friday time, so I'll try to make this as quick and as efficient as possible. I did leave a link of my or some information of mine, so feel free to contact me if you have any questions or whatnot. So, about me, my name is Mark Evanks. I'm a local real estate photographer, videographer based in Edmonds, Washington. Fun fact, I named my company Me Media based off my initials, just Mark Evanks. Nothing fancy. And so, yeah. Um, get to know a little bit about me. I live in Edmonds, Washington. I enjoy spending time with my wife, traveling from local restaurants to out of the country in Costa Rica. My current hobbies is playing video games with friends. If you're a Fortnite or Rocket League person, there it is. Traveling, eating out, hiking, snowboarding. And my faith in Jesus Christ keeps me anchored in my business and in my overall life. And so, yeah. Um, Now, I do have a quote. And so my quote is do what you love and love what you do. I grew up with this quote. I don't know. I think it's like a clothing brand or something. It's always been a quote that I just really hold to me for some reason. I don't know why, but I did start my company with the idea of helping real estate businesses get the media that they deserve. So the concept of me media is your media done your way. So this is going to be first, I'm going to be talking about social media. This should be affecting everyone, whether you're within my region or whether or not you are outside of my region. So the question is, why use social media as a real estate agent? So, uh, before I get into why, I am actually going to be traveling next Thursday to Sunday to Austin, Texas. And the reason why this relates to social media is because I'm actually going to be traveling to learn how to do better in my videography skills by doing a boot camp. And so I already do a great job, but I tend to be a perfectionist, and I sometimes that's the worst in me. But I do believe social media and just video marketing in general has blown up, and that like in this region, unlike Austin, Texas, and other like California and stuff like that, I feel like Washington is kind of real estate agents haven't really honed in on it. So I'm going to be traveling over there where they're doing it big so that I can bring that home here to Washington State. So I just wanted to kind of bring that up because, yeah, that's just one thing. um, so if you don't make the call, you won't get the deal. As a real estate agent and as a business person, I understand that if you don't make the call, the client's interested. If you don't pick up that phone, make that call, try to set up that appointment right there and right now, and maybe tomorrow they might just tell you, I might be interested later because you didn't make that call. So why would you treat social media the same way? So yeah. So this is typically what social media might look like for a lot of real estate agents. Just like, you know, you have someone from wherever Philippines managing your social media, and you're present, you're online, you have some Veterans Day, Happy Halloween's Day. You even have a picture of yourself, right? But that compared to something a little bit more personal, right? This is the difference. And it's a slight difference, but the slight difference makes the impact, right? And so let's go into just a couple things that I've worked with some people. Casa Homes, he's a good friend of mine, and he's a real estate agent. I helped him with his YouTube channel go from 120 followers to 1.3 thousand followers on YouTube. Um, and so, not just for his YouTube, because I said, you know what, why not TikTok? So he didn't have a TikTok, so we went from 0 to 13.2 thousand followers on TikTok. Highly recommend TikTok, by the way. If you know Harry Parker, he's a huge advocate, more than me, about TikTok because of one of his videos get 1 million views. It just shows TikTok for some reason. I don't know what it is, but you can get so much views. So there's a lot of opportunity for brand awareness there. Facebook, we grew his Facebook from 2,000 to 13.2 thousand followers. Or sorry, I just nope. It was 2,000 to actually update 17,000 followers. Sorry. Um,
Jeez.
so how did Casa do this? He spoke directly to his target audience. So before he was directing me, because this is actually when I first started this is before I actually started my company, but like, um, he just wanted somebody, a human, to just be present because he does these cool operations. Like he does flips and stuff. And so, and then he also like, he does a lot of like things in his business, and he's mainly a buyer's agent. So he's not a seller's agent. So he just directed me, and he's like, you know what? I want to do some videos. I want to speak in English. I want to do this like this. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I talked to him though after like a month working together. I was like, primarily who's your target audience, Casa? And he's like 90%, maybe 95% is people that speak Amharic and that are Ethiopian. And so I told him, okay, why don't we just create content directly that speaks that language, and not just that language, but directly to those people? Why don't we just create a YouTube series of videos in that language? And then why don't we do, because he was doing home maintenance tip videos, why don't we do that, but specifically to your target audience in that language? So that's how he got the results that he got, from 0 views to millions of views on videos, right? And so that's how he got there, speaking directly towards your target audience. But I don't want you to misunderstand me. Do not chase vanity. Um, vanity, 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 vanity. Everything is vanity, right? So we all have heard that scripture, that verse, and it's the truth. So numbers are vanity. Numbers are vanity. Instead of worrying about the numbers, don't be worried about the numbers. Don't be worried about, okay, this got millions of views. Oh, this one wasn't that good because only got 10 views. Instead, be an authority towards your target audience. That's the most important thing. If you leave with anything here in your mind, it's this: be an authority for your target audience. So you have to find out who your target audience. Think about that. So let's talk about one of my clients, Homes by Beata. She's an authority, right? And so like this is pretty self-explanatory. When you look at her online, it's obvious what she does, who she is, where she does it. Um, and so this is a good example, right? And so with our social with our videos, she has created a library on YouTube with just all of the videos that we create, and she posts it. And sometimes it gets 100 views plus, and most of the time it only gets like 50 or 30 views, 10 views even. And that doesn't matter. And because it's all about consistency, it's not about vanity metrics, it's not about the numbers of getting millions of views. Of course, having a stylish appeal, right, is always helpful. So that's up to you and your style, how you want to do that. Jen Merwise, she only has 6 subscribers. And so when we started posting together, I think she was working with another company a year ago. And then when we started posting together, one of the videos, I think it was this one right here, it only shows it has 3 views. And then I guess she posts because we post we create 3 videos, one YouTube video, one MLS video, one social media reel. So she posted the MLS and the YouTube video here. Um, but she ended up how did she end up getting a new client from this video? And that's when we created this video. And so like go figure, like vanity, like numbers, you know what I mean? Like it's not about how much views you get necessarily. It's just about showing up, being consistent, and showing out. And so this is just to show it's a couple really interesting facts. So yeah, now that I kind of talked about why it's important to be on social media, um, talking about some tools for social media. So with Best Choice, as you all know, you already kind of have a social media manager. You already have a scheduling support. So whenever you have content, all you really need to do through Best Choice is send it to your internal, and then they take care of posting directly to your social media platforms, which is
And that would be with Social Bay, you guys. So if you guys have Social Bay, you have a social media manager. Yeah.
yeah. And so that helps a lot with scheduling, right? But you're still gonna and if you don't choose to do that, of course you can schedule it yourself through Meta Business and Instagram app and YouTube Creator app. But what you still need is tools for content ideas, right? So although they can help schedule everything for you, you still need to come up with the ideas. And so let's just kind of talk on some ways that you can come up with ideas that can help you. The do it your own, which is really good, search tool on social media platforms. So simply going online, going on Instagram, right? And just looking up like, maybe like local videos. And then you can see what's trending, what's getting millions of views, what's getting a lot of views. There you go, right? You can look up trending videos or just videos in general in your niche and try to copy them. So if you're a cat person, right? And you're a realtor as well, but you're a really big cat person. Maybe you could look up some cat videos, right? And so you can kind of play around with it. It's and again, social media is meant to be social, so it doesn't have to be if you don't unless your life revolves around like maybe like doing flips, right? Or like really unique projects, real estate projects. But like if you're, if you're kind of more low key, you're right, and you have personal things, you can kind of mix it up. But if you do, real estate projects, it's fun to record those things and get those ideas from the search toolbar. Again, that's to do it your own. You just go on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, TikTok, you search ideas, and there you go. They even have like save buttons that you can save. Another way is coffee and contracts. I highly recommend coffee and contracts. It's just a really easy way. I mean, they're literally a content like coaching slash strategy for like coming up with content ideas for agents. So a lot of people that I work with, they use them. People that I manage accounts for, I use them. And so like coffee and contracts, if you haven't heard of them before, highly recommend checking them out. So it still requires you to do some things, right? Social media is never going to be completely hands off um, because it's meant to be social, right? But coffee and contracts helps with a lot of idea generating. Highly recommend checking them out. Oh, okay. And so when it comes to how do you record? Who do you like? Your phone. We all have a phone. Maybe we don't all have iPhones, um, but it's okay because like Androids, not my preferred, but I would say like you have a phone, you're able to use it, and honestly, phones do just as good, if not better, for the algorithm reasons when it comes to posting on social media. So your phone is the only camera you need, and maybe like a gimbal. So all you really need for this type of video right here, slow movement and a $50 Amazon gimbal. Very simple. So like you can get a gimbal from Amazon, or I have a DJI gimbal. And honestly, if you don't have a gimbal, just use your hands. And so can you see me okay? I kind of want to show how how I would record if I were a real estate agent without a gimbal.
Yeah, I think if you stop share, we should be able to see your video a lot bigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm going to share can you see me a little bit wider here?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just angle this a little bit lower. So it's super easy to record, okay? And so you have your phone, you have I don't know if you could see my elbows, but you have your elbows tucked in like this, kind of like you're gonna like punch like this or something. Tucked in, your knees just slightly bent, and then your phone just like this. And all you do is just rotate like this, just like move your hips. It's all in the hips, like Shakira. So all you do is that. It's not like all this like a lot of times you see people recording and they're like, oh yeah, hey, like none of this action. Let's they always do the I don't know, it's like Fortnite dance. Just if you're recording, honestly, even still, and then you can just move forward and back, that's really good. Easy stuff. Highly recommend using your phone. And that's how you can make, honestly, simple listing videos with your iPhone, and super easy. So, yeah, and there's millions of videos on social media and on YouTube that you can kind of like see all that. So,
So
yeah.
real quick question, just
Yeah.
to kind of intercept here, Mark. So What is a gimbal? I think just a basic question for some of those that are on the call.
Yeah.
What is that?
I think I have my gimbal in my closet. So basically, what a gimbal is so this is your phone. It's like an adapter to your phone. And then what it does is whenever you move like this, your phone stays still. And so it just stabilizes the phone. That's all it does. And it's really easy to set up. It's usually just like a click. Um, I would I would
I
show you,
have
but I
one
don't
with
know
me.
for
I
a
can
fact
show
if it's
you
in my
if you're
closet.
interested.
But yeah, it's basically a stabilizer. It keeps your phone steady and straight for the most part.
It's
Um,
almost like I can't remember who asked the question, but for those that it's like when you see them on social media when they're kind of shaky, right? When you see the shaky videos,
I
yeah,
they're
have
using
one with me,
probably their
Shannon. If you
their
want to
cute
see it,
little
I can show you.
hands to stabilize the phone, but we have a tendency to move our hands, obviously, just naturally by breathing and moving, right? So the gimbal basically takes the stabilizing out of the fact. But Mark is 100% correct. You can stabilize without a gimbal. It's just like you have to trim the beginning and trim the end, and the middle should be smooth, just based off of the way that you naturally will move.
yeah, yeah. Um, exactly. And so like honestly, with when it comes to phones, I know iPhone, I have an iPhone 14 Pro. Obviously, I will be upgrading soon. But like honestly, the iPhone 14 Pro, spectacular. Like it's like it has inbuilt stabilization. The iPhone is just incredible. Coming from a videographer, and I use professional cameras when we record our videos, like exceptional. iPhone is exceptional. So I don't know about Android, but I know iPhone is really really exceptional. Um, so yeah, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get back to sharing my screen.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. I like the DIY. I think a lot of us, that's where we start, right? And before we have, the budget necessarily to hire videographers, we have to start somewhere. And sometimes that personal element, these videos that we're sharing as the authority, those are things that we can do on just our phone. We don't need expensive type of technologies or equipment or anything like that. I know Rochelle and I go through this thing every year where we need more equipment for X, Y, Z, for all these different things. And you start small and start with what you have. There's not like a huge startup cost when it comes to leveraging video in your business.
100%. Absolutely. Um, and so that kind of goes into some DIY editing tools you can use. CapCut is my personal favorite. CapCut makes it extremely easy. We were talking about how, stabilization. CapCut, I think it's only $10 a month if you want to do the subscription for the higher end. They have, if you pay that extra 10 bucks a month, it helps. It has a stabilization edit tool, and so it literally like helps your video edits look stable, just like that video here. I literally, for this video, just to prove it, I recorded this with my phone handheld. This phone, no stabilizer. So, and with the help of CapCut. And so, yeah, this was obviously, yeah. So just something to think about there.
And
CapCut,
CapCut would be like a
highly
mobile
recommend.
app, right? On their phone.
Yeah, yeah, it's an app. It's an app. You download it, and you don't even have to pay. If you want to use the free version, you can use the free version. Just keep in mind you can't use that like stabilizer thing and a
Yeah, and I
couple.
think they also have like their logo in the bottom right corner, right? So that's that there are kind of some customizations you get by paying, but you can use the free.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you can always use the free. Captions app as well. The Captions app is great. I use the Captions app even because they just have trending captions that look good. And it's also you can edit. It's simpler edits. It's not as good as CapCut, but Captions app is still really good. That one's actually the Captions app is connected with Instagram, and so it makes it extremely easy to post on Instagram. And then the CapCut can also be integrated with Instagram and TikTok. So you could just, after you edit, you could post directly to the platform. through that app. So great DIY editing tools that you can use.
You'll get more views if you have captions. I think that's one thing that was a takeaway for me at the end of last year. So we're kind of looking at social media trends and things like that. If you're already in the habit of doing videos and putting forth the effort, I know some of you guys are doing videos and talking about the marketplace and talking about, the steps to buying a home and things like that. The next thing that maybe would be your next step would be adding captions. I think there's a lot of people on social media that they doom scroll and they doom scroll silently. So if you have the captions, they'll actually have a longer amount of time that they'll spend on your videos and actually listen a little bit further. So maybe that's the your takeaway, you guys, is if you're already doing video, maybe you do captions next.
Yeah, 100%. Um, Now, I currently am in a beta phase of an app that it's a D it's a basically it's in beta phase right now. You can record your videos. As an agent, you have tons of video content. Maybe you record yourself, head talking videos, or maybe, you recorded the listing or an open house and you just didn't ever have time to edit. Completely understand, because honestly, those editing tools are great, but it still takes time to edit. Um, it could take 20 minutes, but in order for it to take 20 minutes, you have to go on your phone. Maybe you you have to sit down, and you have to go in a quiet place, and you have to get good Wi-Fi, and then you have to do all the finger things and movement, and it might take an hour. That time could have been spent doing something else, maybe like cold calling or doing outreach or setting up, a coffee date. So what I am having as a beta right now is Me Media Editor. You record video, you send it through our online portal. We process, edit, and send it back to you within 24 and 48 hours. This works for head talking videos, and this works for more standard basic videos like the one that I showed you earlier. Or if you're doing like, maybe you went to like a local um a weekend market, right? And so you got a couple clips from that. You're like, oh, I really want to edit that, but I just don't have time to edit. You just send it to us. We can edit that, send it back to you. Right now it is in beta phase. So if you are interested in that Me Media editing tool, let me know. Feel free. I did again leave my contact information via the chat, and just contact me. Feel free to reach out. So yeah, that's another way that could potentially help you and help you as an agent market yourself and put yourself out there on social media.
I think what Mark is telling us too is we can do this ourselves. So if we're not busy with business, if we're not busy prospecting, everything that he's doing is something that you can do. If you have the knowledge and know-how, that sort of thing. And it sounds to me like, Mark, you've bridged the gap where it's like some of us that maybe don't have the experience on how to navigate these different editing software and things like that, he'll help you until you get to the point where maybe you can do it on your own or be able to hire it out to another assistant or things like that. So that it's like the excuses are no longer available to us. We can do this.
Exactly. Yeah. And so, yeah, that goes now, segue into my company's ordering process. So if you are within my region and you are a real estate agent, and that maybe you have a listing that's coming up soon, I have a simple ordering process that I'm going to walk you through. So basically, this is your order form. And so with your order form, I guess before I begin, each agent, um, every agent within the Pierce, King, Snohomish County, um, you will have an account with Me Media with a balance of $200 positive to encourage you to basically, try us out and everything like that. In addition to that, you will have an exclusive 5, 10, 15, 20, 30% plus discount on all of our products and services and everything like that. So just we'll be updating you and sending that to you via email. And by basically by March 1st, end of next week, after I come back from Texas, basically, I'm going to be ready to rock and roll. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. Just wanted to put that out there and let you guys, everyone know that, first time agents that never worked with me, this is what my value proposition
We
is.
should all be saying thank you, thank you, thank you. We love being able, I mean, $200 can get us a long way when you're looking at a new listing, when you're wanting to do some of maybe these social media projects that you have in mind. I mean, that is incredible. So thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, thank you, Mark.
Yeah. No, no, no. Thank you. I appreciate this opportunity. This is my third year in business, and so I'm just excited to work with as work and work hard. That's all I want to do. And I know my teammate and my team, editors, everything, social media managers, everyone will want to work as hard as possible to make your listing shine. So let's talk about that. Okay, make it easy, simple process. So here you are, you're on the order form. What do? You just add a address. So you just put in an address, put in whatever square footage the property is, and then from there, you look into the first part is the packages. So we have the legacy bundle. So this is more for high-end luxury. Premium bundle. This is the client favorite. You have a YouTube video with this, you have an MLS video with this, and you have a social media reel with this. On top of that, you have an agent on camera segment option. You don't have to be on camera, but we highly encourage it, and we try our best to make the process as easy and simple as possible.
And I can speak to that a little bit. I think there's a lot of agents that are very nervous to be on camera, myself included. I am not exempt from this, right? So when we have a property, just because of the way that humans behave online, they love seeing pretty houses, but they also like seeing people.
Mhm.
So, in order to have the views that you want, the reach that you want, I would push you. I know it's really hard, especially the first time you've done it to do it. It seems like it's going to be the most painful thing in the world, but once you've done one, it gets easier and easier and easier. And you look at it as this is branding that I can share for the next seller and the next seller and the next seller of what you will do for them. So I guess I'll get off my soapbox a bit, but there's a lot of value in spending the money and the videographer, especially for you on camera, because that is branding for you to get the next listing.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, and so you can see all the packages are available here. And then if you have a smaller package or smaller property, or you only want photos, you have that option here as well. Now,
Mhm.
the really cool thing is once you choose any of these options, um, uh, it basically drops down and shortens, and it shows you more opportunities to get more bang for your buck, if you will. And so I'll just go ahead and show the individual products. So we have Matterport, Zillow, Drone, Video, Real Twilight, all of this. And you'll notice it says our most popular add-ons, but nothing shows up. So it's waiting for me to decide. I'll go ahead and say I'm a little bit scared, right? And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go with just the best choice. I just want the best choice bundle, just like the basic bundle, something simple. I got photos, I got drone, floor plan, and the marketing kit with the custom website. So if I scroll down, I can already see that I get a couple savings from this. I save 10% off or 30, and the Zillow is 30% off already. But if I go down, I can see that I have an opportunity to get maybe listing motion. I'll get into more of that soon. But that's an AI partnership that we've done. And so you can add community photos, anything like that, and another shot at adding a social reel or a premium video there as well. once you decide, you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna go with like the social reel. Um, and so once you decide that, then you go ahead and choose your person. It could be me or it could be David. Um, and then you can go ahead and just schedule a time that works. You enter your email, name, and then and then company. Well, actually, you won't have to do this because you're already going to have an account. So basically,
Yep.
this will already be done. You don't even have to worry. So this won't even show up, but this part will. So like listing details, you just put yes or no if it's vacant. How will we get access? Agent on site because you want to be on the camera. And boom, there you go. It doesn't take that long. It makes the process simple, quick, and easy. That's my hope of is to make the ordering process as quick, simple, and easy as possible. Obviously, another option is just sending me a message, texting me, DMing me on Instagram if you want, or calling me or sending me an email. More than happy to place the order for you, no problem. Um, Now, after you place your order, there are different email confirmations you receive. The first email confirmation is immediately after you place the order. You're going to receive an email confirmation on the what you ordered, the appointment date, time, as well as the photographer assigned, and an option for you to add that to your schedule on your Google Calendar. From there, the day before the production, you send another appointment email, basically the same thing as this, just saying, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. And so, yeah, that's the day before, the day prior. And then after the photo shoot, once we're done with the media and once we've delivered the media to you, we send you something similar to this, an email confirmation on basically your media is ready to go. You have access to your media right away. And so it's really cool because you have a bunch of little buttons you can click. You can choose the download media button. You can pay your balance, download media here, and then you have the marketing kit as well, which we're going to go over on the next couple slides. And then you also have website links. So for your videos, we do provide links for your videos, perfect for the MLS. That way you don't have to, you really don't have to go on to post on YouTube if you don't want to, right? For the MLS video, you could just use the link that we send you, paste that on the MLS. But a lot of times I just encourage the MLS video is for the MLS and the YouTube video for YouTube because you're on camera, which you can't use. You can't be on camera for the MLS, right? So yeah. Plus, we do have a referral code program, so $75 towards your next order with anyone that you refer. And so yeah, and then you can access your account. So email confirmations, we try to be as transparent and straightforward as possible. Now, when you order with us, even when it comes to the smallest package, you have our signature marketing kit. So for whatever you order, you're going to have access to a signature marketing kit, which essentially, oh, it looks like it didn't. Let me go ahead and, sorry about that. But basically, what this includes is it includes social media reels, and these social media reels are all created out of the photos that we take. So we convert the photos into simple slideshow videos that are approved by Best Choice for, yeah, they are approved. So you can use these. And especially for the MLS as well, You can also use these as well. And I'll show you the one that you can use for the MLS because these ones are branded. But yeah, you have reels, stories, posts, landscape posts, square posts, Pinterest posts, slideshows. So these slideshows you can use for the MLS. Extremely easy. You just click download, or if you want to edit, you can edit them. And so, yeah, you can choose either the branded or unbranded, and this is all accessible for you.
And this is for the smallest package. This is not necessarily even for the one where you went big, right? On that big $3 million listing that you had. This could be something for that small little manufactured home that you
Yeah.
put on the market. And now you've got something you can share on social media every single day for the next 2 weeks. It looks like there's enough content for you just because you have a listing.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, you have branded property website and everything like this. We also do have brochures. So if you're tired of using Canva or anything like that, we'd have this is a brand new thing that we have. So we have brochures, and then we do have print ready flyers. So done for you. Again, you can either click print for your printer at home, and or if you have someone that you need to send it to, you just click download for the PDF and then send it to them. And then you can also edit it here, customize it the way you'd like. And then you have weekly traffic report. So
Which you
yeah,
could share with your seller. This is
exactly.
what I did for you.
Exactly. And so, yeah. And then with the custom website, so this is what a custom website example might look like. You have the slideshow on the top, you have your branding here, contact information. If someone's interested in scheduling a showing, they could just write down the name and then they can add their email and everything like that, and then send a message directly from the branded website. And then they can see your
First,
content, your videos, your photos. They can also you right here. It's we actually have a VA that takes care now of adding all this information done for you, so you actually don't have to worry about customizing this and editing this. So yeah, so whenever you order with us, not only do you get great media, but you also get yeah, everything. This custom website is done for you. So there you go. Um, there's that. And then let me go ahead and come back here. So for our videos, um, really cool thing. I partnered with an AI startup tech company. Very excited about this because it's an extremely easy way. It's an extremely easy way to have better videos and better visuals for much, much, much cheaper. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and play this. Can you guys hear it?
yes. Yep.
And then I'll just play this other one. And so basically, if if you want like an alternative from like not having like real videos and then not having just like simple slideshows, these listing motions are a game changer. MLS approved, social media approved. We even have a social media bundle with this listing motion where you can get 3 videos, and you can also get some social media photos taken. So really cool for an alternative from real videography. Now this is another option: classic, simple videography. So yeah, you kind of get an idea there. This is classic video, perfect for the MLS. Now, we also so we do also do social media reels specifically for social media, keeping them nice and short, like 45 seconds or so. And so, yeah, I'll play this middle one and then go to the next slide as. I was scared of pretty girls and starting conversations. All my friends are turning green. Yeah, the magician's assistant in their dream. So yeah, that's our social example.
Okay, this one is special.
So then we have premium. Agent on camera for premium is optional and recommended, but it's an option. it's not necessary. Here's a couple examples. Here to the right is an Instagram reel example.
Meet.
Oh.
Okay, this one is special. Home. Meet the Sunset Villa. Sweeping, unobstructed views of the Sound and the Olympics, like the kind of sunset views that make you cancel your dinner plans. Spanish charm, a reverse floor plan so you're living in the view.
And then we have a YouTube example.
Is the one everyone waits for. Located in the premier Timbers community of Lake Stevens, this 5-bedroom, 3,000 square foot home has it all. Featuring tall ceilings, a chef's kitchen, and an entertainer's dream floor plan, the backyard backs to a lush green belt, and you're just down the street from Lake Stevens. This is perfect for relaxing or hosting friends.
All right. So, I guess this is going to be my last slide. And so you don't need to be on camera for all of our videos. You don't have to be on camera, right? We have tons of ideas, tons of, ways that we can serve you. But if you do want to be on camera and when you are ready, we will make the process simple when you do. So, yeah. Okay. Let's connect. Here's my contact information. Again, I will leave it down below. And so there we go.
Yeah, I think we had a couple questions, Mark. If you've got a couple more minutes, I think we're got at least about 5-10 minutes. So if you've got questions, throw them in the chat and I can ask them for you if you're shy. If not, you're welcome to unmute yourself here. But I think my takeaway is Me Media is in essence your media helper, manager, partner. So that way you can focus with the client and the communications with the client, making sure they have an exceptional experience when they're buying and selling and finding homes and things like that. And most of the stuff is stuff that you can do. They're in essence a partner to help you leverage your time in that way. A couple questions I think that we came through, Mark, so hopefully you can kind of rapid fire here with me. And I'd say this is kind of like a DIYer question I got from someone, is how long should our videos be on social media? I think it would kind of depend on the type of video, right? Would you agree?
Yeah, I guess that's the good question. Like, what are you making? Typically, a minute is good enough, but like it just depends on what you create because Like if there's a lot of videos that are really good where you just put caption, or you can just like put like read caption, and it's like a 7-second video, and then your caption is just full of value, right? And then it's just like a short like reel that's like you looking yourself in the mirror. You know what I mean? Like so like there's different ways you can go about it. Or is it a head talking video? Yeah, head talking video like 60 seconds, right? Or is it like a local video? Well, yeah, probably like 45 seconds, right? 60 seconds, sure. A minute and 30 is good if and as long as you have value, right? If you're doing a listing video, that's a value. So you could easily go 2 minutes or maybe a minute 30 easily. Because if you want to highlight the neighborhood and then you want to bring them from the neighborhood to the property, and then you want to bring them to the property to the lifestyle, like those are all value. So it just depends on what are you creating? So
Yeah. Question from she says, I'm wondering how you create a flashing transition effect in videos. Is that done through CapCut, captions, or through, I'm assuming Instagram as well has some capabilities there?
um either one of those or my team.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it looks like Abby, I think I was questioned about your beta testing, that program that you have. What would be the cost for that type of work, that you could share with us?
Yeah. So it is in beta phase. Basically, I it's like in bulk. So like it's like either like you do four videos a month, or just like per session, whatever, or you do 8 videos. And so it can be as low as only $50 a video for editing.
Jeez, it's a good deal. Should take care,
Yeah,
should take
maybe,
advantage of
yeah.
that for sure.
And since I'm still in beta, like, yeah.
I think this is a good question too, and this is not something someone posed to me, but this comes to me quite a bit, from ages, is should they be posting their video? Where should they be posting them? On which different platform? Is it on Instagram? Is it on Facebook? Is it on YouTube? Where should we be posting these types of things? Or does it really matter? Should we be posting the same video on all the platforms? What would you say would be your recommendation?
Best case scenario, especially since you have Best Choice helping you out with the management side, like all of them.
Yeah.
If you That's the best case scenario. If you're just like, you know, I want to focus on one, but I'm wondering if I should focus on another two. Just focus on one. Like literally just focus on one. Once you get results from one, then jump on to the next. There is not one single platform that works. I would say though, TikTok and Facebook, I don't know why, but they tend to be more views. Um, YouTube tends to be more conversions, and Instagram is difficult. Difficult is Instagram. But like, yeah, so yeah, but again, there's no guarantee for anything. But yeah, that's from what I've seen.
I think this takes us back to the beginning, of your presentation, is talking about targeting audiences and things like that. What tips would you give to someone that's trying to determine their target audience? I think you had your friend, is it Casa? I'm trying to remember
Yeah,
his
yeah,
name.
yeah.
How did you get to the point? What questions did you ask him that maybe we should be asking ourselves
Yeah.
to determine what our target audience is so we can curate content for those people?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, if I were you and anyone here, use the power of AI straight up. Like, just go on AI, go on ChatGPT, and ask AI, hey, can you ask me questions so I can figure out what my target audience is for social media marketing? That is honestly, that's my number one answer, because my team uses AI. Everyone uses AI. If you're not using AI, you're missing out. Whether it's
Yeah.
with my company or just with yourself, like, use AI. That's my first answer. The second one I would say is easy question is ask yourself, if you could work with, think about the last previous 10 or previous 5 transactions that you've worked with, which of those clients did you enjoy the most working with? Like, who were they? What were they like? Like, who were they specifically? Like, what did they like? What is it that they ordered? What is it that they purchased? What were they like? Did they like golf? Like, how did you connect with them? Like, was it through because you're into video games? They're into video games. Like, is it through cooking? Is it through cats? Like, what is it? Right. And so it's because it can be a mixture of so many things. Like, you can say, you can literally say, I'm a buyer's agent that focuses on like specifically first time home buyers that love cats and that really enjoy to stay at home and read books. Like that's how specific, if you wanted to be on your target audience. Now, if you want to have a little bit broader, you can just say some, be like, I'm a buyer's agent in Edmonds, Washington, and yeah, I'm local. Like, and that's easy, right?
Yeah.
So I would say there's a couple questions you can ask yourself, like, who is it that you've worked with before that you've enjoyed working with? That's kind of your ideal client, right? So, and then like, yeah, like what service do you, and then what hobbies do you have that you kind of like to relate with your clients, right? Stuff like that. So it's all about personal branding. So yeah.
Okay, I've got one more question that came through. So I have a vendor that wants to collaborate on my social media pages when I've worked with them in the past. Should I do it or should I not? That's the question. So it's like I think
Yeah.
on Facebook, Instagram, they have a collaborate. I don't know. Maybe you can speak to this, Mark, a little bit better.
Yeah. I mean, for all best choice and for best choice realty Instagram, I would highly recommend any and all videos that are good quality, right? And on up to par for your brand, do a collaboration because that not only can 100x your views, like already the fact that it can 100x your views, like there we go. Why not? But
Yeah.
also like you're collaborating, you're working together. Like you're not, you know what I mean? So like there's no reason not to. We do it and I encourage everyone to do it. If on your if we ever create like videos together, you should obviously collaborate with us, collaborate with your stager, collaborate anyone involved in that whole process as much as possible, right? Obviously there's limitations, but like, I would say 100%.
Yeah. I think just to kind of piggyback on him, video is where it is on, if you're going on Facebook and Instagram, I think every video, every swipe you go through Facebook, it's a video. So video, certainly, if you're trying to get eyeballs on things, is where you want to go. And it doesn't need to be super fancy. It can be super, super simple. But the collaboration basically takes your sphere of influence, the people that you're already interacting with on social media, and then it basically expands that circle just to be a little bit bigger because it's also including the person you're collaborating with. So it's like taking one little bullseye and just you're going out a little bit further, going out a little bit further, and you're including their networks in your post. So it can work well, especially for the type of content that you're trying to post. So if it's a listing video, absolutely. I think I'm with Mark 100%. The more collaboration you can, the better. I mean, if the seller's willing to do it with you, why not? I mean, they know people that are in that community on where they live. There's no harm in something like that too, if they are comfortable doing something like that with you. Okay, I think that got through all of my questions that I got from agents. If there's anybody else want to unmute your line, get a last minute question in before I let you guys go? We got a shy group today, Mark.
I'm shy.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, perfect. Well, thank you so much. And then Margarita, it looks like you were asking for his contact information. I believe it's in the chat, so I'll keep it open here until everybody jumps off just to make sure everybody has access to that. And it sounds like they'll be getting an email from us or from you, Mark, as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be sending everyone an email by the end of next week regarding your accounts with us. I'll also add my phone number on the chat, but I'll say it as well here. My phone number is 425-528-3331. So if you want to reach out or text me, let me know. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. And I think video, 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 that is our takeaway, right? The more we can incorporate video, the more we can leverage a videographer to help us with our business. You do stills as well. It's not like you're only doing video, but this is the next phase in real estate is leveraging that type of technology. So thanks, you guys. Happy Friday. Hopefully you guys have a good selling weekend this weekend. We'll catch you guys on Monday. We've got a good topic coming up for our Monday night webinar. So hopefully we'll see you guys there. If not, have a great weekend. Good luck. If you have any questions about your listings that you're working on right now, or maybe you want to strategize, get your business busy before spring selling season, reach out to our office. We'd be happy to set up a time to meet with you one-on-one, just to discuss your business too. So good luck this weekend, you guys.